Stage 1. The first notice. You're mid-set and someone walks past the rack. You don't stop lifting, but your eyes follow for half a second longer than they should. You finish the set and sit up and look again. They're on the other side of the gym doing cable pull-downs and you've never seen them before. Or maybe you have and you just never noticed. But you're noticing now. You put your headphones back in and start your next set, but your rest periods get a little longer. You glance between sets. You adjust your angle on the bench so the mirror gives you a better line of sight without turning your head. You catch yourself watching their form and telling yourself you're just observing technique. You're not. You don't say anything. You don't do anything. You don't even look directly. You just know they're in the room now and the room feels different. You finish your session and walk to your car and realize you don't remember how your last 3 sets felt. You don't remember the weight. You don't remember the reps. You remember what they were wearing. Stage 2. The schedule detection. You start paying attention to when they show up. Tuesday at 6. Thursday around the same time. Saturday mornings if the gym gods are generous. You were already on this schedule, but now you're aware of it in a way that borders on surveillance. You notice when they're not there. You walk in on a Wednesday and scan the room without admitting you're scanning the room. You look at the squat rack, the cables, the stretching area. They're not here. The session feels different. Not worse, just quieter. Emptier in a way that has nothing to do with how many people are in the building. Thursday you walk in and they're at the squat rack and something in your chest shifts like a lock clicking open. You put your bag down and warm up on the opposite side of the gym because being too close feels obvious and being too far means you can't see them. You find the distance that feels casual. You train at the same time for 3 weeks straight and you've never been more consistent. Your attendance has never been better and your motivation has never been less about fitness. Stage 3. The performance boost. You're benching and they walk past. You add 5 pounds you weren't planning to add. You press it. Clean. You rack it and sit up and you're not sure if you did that for you or for them. You catch yourself picking exercises that face their direction. You do curls in the mirror that happens to reflect the area where they do hip thrusts. You switch from the lat pull down in the corner to the one with a better sightline and you tell yourself the grip is different on this one. It's not. You take shorter rest periods because sitting on a bench, scrolling your phone doesn't look as good as moving weight. Your form gets tighter. You stop half repping. You control every negative, like someone is filming you for a technique video. You brace harder on squats. You flex a little longer in the mirror between sets. Your workouts have been the best they've been in months, and the reason has nothing to do with creatine, sleep, or programming. You're training for an audience of one who doesn't know they're watching. Stage 4. The almost interaction. You're filling your water bottle and they walk up to the fountain next to you. You both stand there for 3 seconds. The air changes. You could say something. Anything. Nice shoes. How's the session going? Literally any combination of words in any order. You don't. You nod slightly and walk away and spend the next 20 minutes replaying the nod in your head. Was it weird? Was it too fast? Too slow? Did they even see it? Did you actually nod, or did you just think about nodding? You go back to your set and grip the bar harder than you need to. The next week it happens again. You're both waiting for the same rack. They gesture for you to go first. You say thanks. 1 word. Your voice sounds different than you expected. Higher. Shorter. They put their headphones back in. You do your set, and your heart rate is higher than the weight justifies. You rack the bar and they load their plates and you stand 4 feet away pretending to check your phone while the most important set of their life happens in your peripheral vision. You could have said more. You didn't. You wipe the bench and walk away and the word thanks echoes in your head like it was a thesis statement. Stage 5. The Instagram investigation. You don't know their name, but you know exactly what they look like. You know their gym shoes. You know their water bottle. You know their go-to exercises. You open Instagram and search the gym's tagged location. You scroll through photos of people flexing, progress pics, and mirror selfies. You scroll more. You find them in the background of someone else's gym selfie posted 3 weeks ago. You zoom in. You tap the tag. Their profile is private. 843 followers. A bio that says almost nothing. A profile picture you stare at for longer than you'd admit to anyone, including yourself. You don't follow them because that would mean you searched for them, and searching means you looked, and looking means something you're not ready to name. You close the app, you open it again 4 minutes later and look at the profile picture one more time. You notice a detail you missed. You lock your phone and set it face down on the nightstand and tell yourself, that was the last time. It was not the last time. Stage 6. The outfit awareness. You start thinking about what you wear to the gym. Not a lot, but enough. You pick the shirt that fits your shoulders better, the one that's a little tighter in the arms. You check the mirror before you leave the house. You make sure the shorts aren't the ones with the bleach stain or the hole near the pocket. You throw on a hat and then take it off and then put it back on and then take it off again and leave it on the counter. You spray cologne and then wipe it off because cologne at the gym is insane and you know that. You tell yourself this is just about looking presentable. Just basic human hygiene. It's not. You walk in and scan the room and they're wearing a new pair of leggings or a tank top you haven't seen before and your brain files it like it's classified intelligence. You set your bag down and start warming up and you're more aware of your posture, your jaw, and the way your arms hang at your sides than you've ever been in your entire life. Stage 7. The friend reconnaissance. You mention the gym to a friend and you describe someone without describing them. There's this person who trains at the same time as me. That's all you say. You keep your voice flat. Your friend asks if they're attractive, and you shrug and say you didn't really notice. You noticed. You noticed everything. The way they load the bar. The way they wipe the bench after every set. The way they tie their hair back between sets and the way one strand always falls out by the third exercise. You know, their rotation. You know they start with glutes on Tuesday and upper body on Thursday. You know they drink from a gray water bottle with a sticker on it you can't read from across the room. You ask your friend if it's weird to talk to someone at the gym. They say it depends. You ask depends on what? They say depends on if you're weird about it. You ask what counts as weird, and they say the fact that you're asking is borderline. You don't ask again. You go to the gym the next day and say nothing, and train like a person who is definitely not thinking about anything other than progressive overload and lat engagement. Stage 8. The gym playlist shift. You're building a new playlist, and you catch yourself adding songs that feel different. Not harder, not louder, just songs with more energy, more confidence, more of whatever you feel when you walk in and they're already there. You skip the metal you used to train to and add something with bass and rhythm and a hook that makes you walk a little taller between sets. You put on a song mid-set, and it hits different because your brain has attached the melody to the image of them doing Romanian deadlifts 2 racks over. You finish a set, and a song ends, and you skip 3 tracks to find the one that matches the mood. You didn't used to care what was playing. Now the playlist is curated. Every song is a scene. The gym has a soundtrack now. It didn't used to. You save the playlist with a name that means nothing to anyone but you. Stage 9. The accidental eye contact. It happens. You look up between sets and they're already looking at you. Or you're both looking at the same mirror and your eyes meet in the reflection. It lasts half a second, maybe less. They look away. You look away. Your face is warm and your hands are suddenly too aware of themselves and you pick up the dumbbell and do a set you don't remember finishing. You stare at the ground for the entire rest period. You spend the next 10 minutes trying to figure out if they were looking at you or looking at the clock behind your head or looking at the guy behind you or looking at nothing in particular. You decide it was the clock. Then you change your mind. Then you change it back. Then you tell yourself it doesn't matter. It matters. You do another set and look up and they're not looking. You feel relieved and disappointed at exactly the same time, and you didn't know that was possible until right now. Stage 10. The real conversation. It happens on a Tuesday. You're both reaching for the same pair of dumbbells or waiting for the same bench or standing near the water fountain at the same time, and instead of the nod, you say something real. You ask how many sets they have left. They tell you. You say cool. They ask if you want to work in. You say sure. You trade sets. You stand nearby while they lift and you have no idea where to put your eyes, so you stare at the ceiling like the acoustic tiles are fascinating. They finish and say thanks and you say yeah, no problem, and the conversation is 7 sentences long and completely ordinary, and it's the most important 7 sentences of your week. You replay it in your car for the entire drive home. You remember their voice. You remember the way they smiled when they said thanks. You remember that they said nice set after your last rep and you're not sure if they meant it or if that's just what people say, but it doesn't matter because they said it to you. You sit in your driveway for a minute before going inside. Your phone sits in your lap. You're still smiling. Stage 11. The overthinking spiral. You lie in bed and think about whether they train tomorrow. You wonder if they noticed you added weight to the bar. You wonder if the nod from 3 weeks ago was friendly or just polite or reflexive, or if they even registered your face at all. You think about saying something next time, something real. Not about sets or equipment, something personal. You rehearse it in your head like a script. Hey, I see you here a lot. No, too basic. Too surveillancy. You've been killing it lately. No. Too forward. Too much. What program are you running? Maybe. If the moment is right. If they're between sets. If they don't have headphones in. If the gym isn't too loud. If you don't freeze the way you froze the last 4 times. You draft a sentence in your head and rewrite it 14 times and then tell yourself you'll just see how it goes. You'll just be natural. You'll just be yourself. You fall asleep with the sentence still half written, and the alarm is set, and tomorrow is leg day, and they're usually there on leg day, and that's a coincidence. Completely. Stage 12. The moment it shifts. You walk in, and they're already there, and they look at you and smile. Not a nod, not a glance. A smile. Directed at you. On purpose. You smile back, and it's natural, and it doesn't feel forced, and your chest does something your bench press has never caused. You set up near them, not next to them. Near. Close. Enough. You train, and between sets, you exchange a look or a word or a half laugh about the guy doing bicep curls in the squat rack. The wall gets thinner. The earbuds come out for a few seconds longer each time. You learn their name. You say it once in your head, and it sticks to the inside of your skull like it was always there. You've been coming to this gym for months, and it has never sounded the way it sounds when they laugh at something you said. The session ends, and you both walk toward the exit at the same time, and you talk for 2 minutes in the parking lot about nothing important. The air is cold. Your car is right there, but you don't reach for the door. They say, "See you Thursday." You say, "Yeah, for sure." You stand there for a second after they turn away. You sit in your car, and you're smiling, and you haven't turned the key yet. You look at the gym in the rearview mirror. It was already the best part of your day. Now it's something else entirely.